the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The New Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's talk radio.
Broadcasting live from the command center of Freedom 96.9 in Oklahoma City, it's McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma, saving lives, protecting property, fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. I'm Rick Allen Lippert, here with Hague Certified Wind and Commercial Roofing Inspector Scotty McCullum.
Good morning, Rick.
Daddy Scott is not here today, so in his place is Johnny Nicholas. What's your title this week, Johnny?
Hague certified, whatever you need me to be certified in, sir. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Now, I think they take their certifications a little more
They
seriously.
did.
Yes, they do.
I just renewed it actually this last week, so we're good for another year.
And that is residential, right?
Residential, yeah.
Okay.
Residential roof inspector.
All right, very good. Retro Radio Randy running the show again today, still on probation. So you'll only hear him when he screams in the background or when you call 405-608-4377. We're live streaming today on the YouTube channel. Hey, wave to the folks, guys. And we're streaming the audio on freedom969.com. We'll start as usual with our trivia question and other interesting tidbits. You won't believe the trivia question this year. Get out your science books. We'll also have, like I said, the word of the week, the phone number to answer the trivia question or to just ask a question, 405-608-4377. Later, we'll hear Scotty's view from the rooftop. This week, it's entitled Horror Below the Roof. Ooh, it's a scary one, boys and girls. And we'll have some After the Storm tips brought to you by Roof RX, and we'll wrap up with Dad's Wisdom. Coming back from breaks, we'll have some outrageously historical trivia. Now, guys, I had some business at the FAA this week and had to go through the visitor center to get my badge and car pass. And when the guard handed me my pass, it included a piece of paper on government stationery that read, "Remember to say that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing." And then, like in some spy movie, the paper disintegrated.
Wow.
I can't, so I was going to bring it in and show you.
I was just about to say that must be some sort of violation, but there's no evidence.
There's no evidence. I mean, oh,
Wow.
gosh. That was...
That's advanced.
Yeah. Yeah.
They must have wrote it on a piece of paper from the Epstein files.
That's right. Yeah. I think maybe so. Maybe so.
It disappeared.
Okay. So, let's
Word of the week?
No, yeah. No, yeah.
Maybe?
No, let's do the trivia question. Let's get that.
Oh.
Let's
Get this
that
out of the
sucker
way.
Okay.
All right, folks. All right, now, people, listen up. Take a sip of coffee here. Get ready. You're going to have to think.
Yes.
You can use a calculator, right? They're allowed.
Well, they're going to have to do a lot of calculating. So,
All right.
yeah, they better be an engineer if they're doing it, if they're using a calculator.
Well, there might be a few out there.
Oh, yeah. So the equation to calculate the force of an object is force in newtons equals mass in kilograms times acceleration, that's meters per second squared. What is the average force of a 1.5-inch hailstone, which does depend slightly on the density, traveling 80 miles per hour into a roof surface? I have some examples of what 1 newton of force is equivalent to, what 15
good.
newtons is equivalent to, just to give some reference to other objects.
Okay.
So I'll start with a major league pitcher at an average fastball of 92.3 miles per hour.
Okay.
Is usually equivalent to about 15 newtons of force.
Okay. All right.
On the other end of the spectrum, we've got a medium apple. A medium apple
Okay.
falling out of a tree,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
That's about 1 newton force.
Okay.
It just clicked. It just clicked with me.
And-
Newton fallen. Okay, I got it. Yep. Sorry. I just understood where Newton came from. Got it.
Okay, so our options for today's answers are A, about 1.5 newtons, B, about 0.05 newtons, C, about 2.7 newtons, or D, approximately 3.12 newtons of force.
And that's for a 1.5-inch hailstone traveling at 80 miles an hour.
Yes, and to give another reference, a 1.5-inch hailstone is approximately just under the size, average diameter of a standard professional golf ball.
Okay. All right. So
I say professional golf ball. I think from age 5 to 85, all golf balls are the same. So,
An unprofessional golf ball.
So
as well.
a golf ball, yes.
well, as opposed to a wiffle ball.
Yes, of course, of course.
Okay, so
golf ball size, approximate hailstone, just under a golf ball size at 80 miles per hour.
if you think you know the answer to that question, give us a call, 405-608-4377. What is the force in newtons of a 1.5-inch hailstone, roughly golf ball size, traveling at 80 miles per hour? Is it 1.55, 0.05, 2.7, or 3.12 newtons?
Mm-hmm.
Which is that is how they measure, I guess, force.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so 405-608-43.
And I had to do quite a bit of research, Randy.
I'm surprised you got any sleep at all last night coming up with this one.
Well, you know, sometimes I have nothing better to do than to think about roofing applications of science.
Complicated trivia questions. So our prizes for the lucky winner will be a choice of books, either Raving Fans or Unreasonable Hospitality, or 2 free tickets to any Carpenter Square Theater production this season. And I will say this is the middle weekend of Ken Ludwig's Moriarty. It's a Sherlock Holmes comedy farce, and audiences are loving it. We've had some large houses. Tomorrow's matinee is almost sold out, but there is one more weekend. Thursday night is half price, and then there's Friday and Saturday at 8, Thursday at 7:30, Friday and Saturday at 8, Sunday at 2. And you can go to carpentersquare.com to check on that. But if you win the free tickets, I'll get you the voucher in time to go to next weekend. Okay, so
Very
our
nice.
trivia question again. What is the average force in newtons of a 1.5-inch hailstone, about a golf ball size, traveling at 80 miles an hour? 1.55 newtons, 0.05 newtons, 2.7 newtons, or 3.12 newtons? 405-608-4377. Okay, now the word of the week, gentlemen.
Word of the week: magnitude.
Has something to do with the trivia question.
A little bit. Magnitude: the maximum extent of size and direction of an object. Examples include the magnitude of the hailstone was impressively large.
Okay.
I thought it was fitting.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes before we have to take our first break. What's going on in your week? What was going on in your week?
Well, we started a repair that I will have to talk about later on my segment.
The
View from
horror
rooftop.
below the roof?
Yes, but we were unable to finish because of what I will share
Talk about,
with the
yeah,
audience.
Okay.
But I did a couple inspections, mostly catching up on office work.
Okay.
And so that was helpful, but I'm still far behind, so I need to do some more work this weekend and do my best to get close to being caught up.
Yeah. Okay. Johnny, how about you?
Man, a lot of fortified inspections, a lot of fortified estimates. They opened up the zip code of the state, or they opened up the grant program. They opened up all the zip codes in the state.
The Strengthen Oklahoma Homes Grants Program.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been busy with a lot of fortified inspections.
Good.
Going
So
to
people
Tulsa,
are taking
going to Ada.
advantage of that?
They are actually.
They seem to be.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I would say. I mean, this is before storm season, this time of year, it's usually a little slower, and I've been slammed with fortified inspections.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Estimates, inspections, roof jobs from last year that are backlogged, and it's sometimes we wish we could slow down a little bit, but we've had so many storms over the last couple of years that people have slowly but surely gotten in line as a result of, and that's kept us pretty consistently busy.
Did you get any calls yesterday from Thursday's storms?
No, I didn't know about Thursday's storm when it happened until yesterday when I checked Hail Trace for a completely different reason, and then I saw that there was a storm reported down in the south part of town, up to 2.25 inch hail, I believe. So that's pretty sizable hail. But I think it was a very isolated pocket. But then I looked at the map, and it didn't really show me but a couple hundred homes maybe in the south part of the metro. A lot of it was out west. So I think it split, and there was just a little cell of hail that came through the south metro, but most of it went out west, way out west, towns I had never even heard of that are small towns in the Oklahoma Panhandle.
Good. All right, well, it is time for, close enough. Let's go ahead and take our first break. Remember, our trivia question is still out there, 405-608-4377. What is the force in newtons of a 1.5-inch hailstone traveling at 80 miles an hour? 1.55, 0.05, 2.70, or 3.12? 405-608-4377.
Every property owner knows the pain of rising insurance costs, higher premiums, higher deductibles, and more exclusions than ever before. You may have even received a non-renewal notice or a letter stating your roof no longer meets our underwriting requirements and your policy will be canceled in 30 days. You don't know the condition of your roof, you're not a roofer, but neither does the underwriter, and they're making decisions that affect your coverage. RoofRx brings clarity to where uncertainty once lived. We're not roofers looking for work. We're certified inspectors dedicated to truth and transparency. We combine state-of-the-art imaging with generations of roofing expertise to reveal the true condition of your roof and maximize its remaining life. We turn complex data into a clear prescription: what can be maintained, what needs repaired, and what needs replaced. We perform and document that work for you and your insurance carrier and provide the peace of mind of lifetime workmanship warranties and money-back guarantees. It's not about replacing roofs. It's about helping you understand the true condition of your roof, mitigate your risk, and protect your insurability. RoofRx, the prescription for your ailing roof.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air Saturday morning on this date of March the 7th, 321. That's a long time ago. Normally I do American history, but this one's important enough. Roman Emperor Constantine I decreed that Dies Solis Invicti, otherwise known as Sunday, is the day of rest in the Roman Empire. So the term Sunday becoming a day of rest goes back to the year 321.
Wow.
That's
pretty obscure, Rick.
but
cool.
I work hard on
It is cool.
Then in the year 1774, King George III charges the colonists in Boston with attempting to injure British commerce, paving the way for the closing of the port to punish the colonists for the Boston Tea Party. So they had already done the Tea Party, and so now King George was going to charge them, arrest them for attempting to injure British commerce on this day, 1774. Okay, our trivia question is still hanging out there. The force in newtons of a approximately golf ball size hailstone traveling at 80 miles an hour into a roof is traveling at how many newtons? What is that force? 1.55, 0.05, 2.70, or 3.12? If you think you know the answer, 405-608-4377. Just give us a call and say A, B, C, or D. You have a 25% chance of getting it right.
I'll be impressed if we get somebody that answers it correctly.
Yeah. I'll be impressed.
And I'll be
yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
I think we were maybe about to say the same thing.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so I understand. Well, you talked about catching up with repairs and office work.
A lot of fortified jobs.
And some fortified jobs. What else are you working on?
Johnny said he's going to an inspection with an adjuster this afternoon.
Oh, really? Okay.
A rare Saturday.
Yeah,
adjuster.
yeah. Well, yeah, somewhat rare. But what's that all about?
It's a denial. It's a second adjuster appointment and more.
Oh.
It's actually a client of ours, neighbor, that saw him get a roof put on, and I was out there doing a quality check a while back, and they stopped me and said, "Hey, are you the roofer that got that roof done?" I said, "Yes." They said, "Well, we've tried years ago to get this roof covered. We couldn't. We'd like to try again." So
Interesting.
yeah, it's always fun having a neighbor and a friendly contact that
of course,
is welcoming to you. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're in the McRoof family now.
Yeah.
And
well,
I'm gonna try
now
and get
they
the
just
roof
need
covered,
to.
you
Yeah.
know?
Now they just need to send a competent adjuster out.
Yeah. Well, you know how that goes.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, are you guys involved in the planning of the booth for the upcoming home show later this month at Fair Park?
No, I'm just taking orders. I mean, I'm here to do what they tell me to do and jump when they say jump.
I understand.
But we do have, even before the expo, the Home and Garden Expo, we have an Orca event that starts on Monday.
Ooh.
That's the Orca Expo.
And that's the
Monday
Oklahoma
and Tuesday I believe that's at the Edmond Convention Center as well, but I might be
which
misspeaking
is really, I think, it's a hotel.
Yes,
in North
it's
Edmond.
a Hilton Garden Inn.
Yeah,
Pretty new hotel and
Right. Nice
very
place.
nice convention center.
Yeah.
Up off of I-35 service
and that's
road.
the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association.
ORCA. Yeah.
And
Oklahoma Roofing
part of that, Scott will be moderating a panel of insurance commission candidates.
Exactly.
And probably the only one that will happen. Probably
with those four individuals. Participating, yes, we think it is going to be the only opportunity for people. The public can come if they want to, but also, I'm sure it will be very interesting to all of us in the roofing business to hear what they have to say about the state of the industry, what their plans are to make some changes, and to keep insurance affordable so that we don't continue this crisis that we're in, and hopefully, maybe in another decade, can all take a sigh of relief from some of the measures that they put in place.
And the public is invited to attend that.
Yes,
that
they are.
Panel?
They are.
Okay.
I don't know if there's ticketing per se. I don't know if they have general admission tickets that you can buy at a box office per se, or if it's a free event. I should know the answer to that, Rick. But you may have heard Scott say.
Is it orca.org? Is that the website?
Orca.org, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna look it up just to make sure that works.
Well, while you're looking at that, I want to remind everybody that McRoof.us will have a booth at the Home and Outdoor Living Show, March 27 through 29 at Fair Park. And if you would like to have free tickets to get into that show, you can get them by calling us right here, right now, 405-608-4377. That's free tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show at the end of the last weekend of this month at Fair Park. Just call us, 405-608-4377.
And that is orcagroup.org.
Orca Group.
Orca is about orca whales. Which I should have figured, Rick.
Yeah.
I should have figured. I knew it wasn't orca, just orca, but I wanted to verify. It's Orca Group, ORCA Group.org.
Okay.
And they can find all kinds of information on the ORCA website, including the annual calendar of events, which I'm on right now, the page that shows details for the trade show, March 9th through the 10th, which is this Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. And what day is the commissioner panel?
That I would have to get deeper into the itinerary per day.
And we're live on the radio, so we don't want to hear you scrolling
No, of course.
on the website.
Of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
But I believe it's Tuesday. Double check me because I could certainly be wrong about that.
Okay.
Scott's the moderator. I'm just the order taker.
Yeah, I understand. So tell me about folks who have just now started filing their claims now that the holidays are over.
Well, there's a lot of those, and there's always a decent amount of those because, in our experience, nobody wants to deal with a claim around the holidays that kind of bogs down your holidays.
Sure.
Especially, I mean, these days people hear a lot about how much of a hassle it can be filing an insurance claim, how long it takes for the insurance company to actually render an accurate judgment on the claim and to pay accordingly to that accurate judgment. And people just don't want to hassle with that, and I don't blame them. But there are plenty of people that want to handle business all throughout the holiday, or I should say all throughout the year, and they know that delaying can be costly because in some cases people are seeing a claim reconciliation take, say, a whole year. It's not that uncommon, really.
Wow.
6 months, 8 months, a year, that can be very, very normal, especially if there's any kind of structural abnormalities. If it's a high grade roof, if it's anything other than an average grade and type of roof product, with a lot of code upgrades as well, it could certainly take that long to reconcile. And people only have, on average, 2 years in the state of Oklahoma. It's their statutory limit on their time frame to file a claim after a storm occurs of 2 years from the date of loss, unless otherwise stated in someone's insurance policy, which there are carriers that stipulate a 6-month time frame, which is very, very short.
Wow.
Or even 1 year, which is still pretty short, especially as compared to 2 years. So 2 years isn't very long, but a year, 6 months, you really have to check your policy to know what you're up against in terms of your time frame deadline to file a claim after the date the storm occurred.
So another good reason to review one's insurance policy when it comes renewal time, not just to see if they've taken you off of actual cash value.
Taking you off of replacement cost in favor of actual cash value.
Yeah.
Or removed your ordinance and law, which they shouldn't do without sending you something to sign off on. But there are some cases that we've known about the last couple of years where that did not happen. Or it did happen and the people just weren't paying enough attention to their mail.
Right.
And unfortunately, they let that go unnoticed until the time came that they needed to file a claim.
Okay. Well, once again, if you would like 2 free tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show at the end of this month at Fair Park, give us a call, 405-608-4377. Also, our trivia question, what is the force in newtons of a 1.5-inch golf ball size hailstone traveling at 80 miles an hour? 1.55, 0.05, 2.7, or 3.12. McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma will be back after the news.
For the latest news and trending stories, stay close to Oklahoma City's only 100,000-watt talker, the new Freedom 96.9 and Freedom969.com, Oklahoma's talk radio. Freedom
Weather.
Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. Today will be cooler with a mix of clouds and sun. It will be breezy in the morning, but becoming less humid by the afternoon. The high will reach 59 tonight. Expect partly cloudy skies with a low of 38. Remember to set your clocks ahead an hour. Tomorrow we'll have intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 73. Moving into Monday, it will be breezy and warmer with plenty of sun, reaching a high of 83. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The new Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's talk radio.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for the second half of the only live call-in show on Saturday morning on Freedom 96.9. On this date in 1850, this date of March the 7th, Daniel Webster endorsed the Compromise of 1850 proposed by Henry Clay to settle issues over slavery between the states and delaying the start of the Civil War for 11 years. On this date in 1854, Charles Miller patented the first U.S. sewing machine to stitch buttonholes. Now, that's pretty obscure.
Yeah, I would say, Rick.
And then on this date in 1857, here we go, Randy. Here's the trivia question about baseball I was just talking about. 1857, baseball decides that 9 innings constitutes an official game, not 9 runs. And he's shaking his head. He's nodding his head in agreement that he already knew that. because Retro Radio Randy, he knows baseball.
He knows baseball.
Okay, our trivia question still out there, 405-608-4377. The force in newtons of a 1.5-inch hailstone, almost the size of a golf ball, traveling at 80 miles an hour into a roof. Is it 1.55 newtons, 0.05, 2.7, or 3.12? Give us a call, 405-608-4377. And you know, you don't even have to answer that question if you want the 2 free tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show, March 27 through 29 at Fair Park. McRoof.us will have a booth there. You can stop by, say hi, and meet these guys who you listen to on the radio.
Indeed. We'd love that.
Okay, so you talked about the Orca Expo. That website, if anyone is interested in attending the Insurance Commissioner Candidate Forum, go to orcagroup.org and look for events, and then you'll find more information on exactly when that is. I might even have that in my...
Yeah, I'm looking through it. But I wanted to mention one thing, too, because we've been getting a lot of calls from people with discontinued products on their roof. Before we jump, of course, to the view from the rooftop. People with discontinued products on their roof, a lot of them have wind damage. Some of them have hail and wind damage, and then some of them just have hail damage. If it's a discontinued product, there is no match available for that from a reliable, credible source, which we've learned the hard way, trying to source some of these products for just simple repairs, really to help out insurance companies the last couple of years. And because of the lack of supply, the really shady nature of some of the entities who possess small quantities of these products, and their service, their follow-up, their timeliness, their lack of responsiveness in most cases, it's not feasible for us to repair a roof with a discontinued product on it. So there are people that I know of that I've worked with over the last 6 months, 8 months, year, that are coming awfully close to their coming up very close to their deadline to file a claim, complete all of the work, have their contractor turn in the receipts and affidavits for the work that was completed in order so that they can recover their recoverable depreciation on the claim. And I've done my best to follow up with several of those, and it doesn't seem like time is something that matters much to them, but it is going to matter eventually when they realize that they might have let too much time pass before they acted.
Okay.
So heed that word of caution, if you will.
All right. Well, speaking of going up on the roof, let's do that. Now, Scotty, I want you to hang on when you're up there. It's a blowing. It's a blowing. Hang on.
Oh, it is.
Scotty, hang on.
It really is.
Oh,
That sounds cold.
That's a live sound
Yeah.
effect
Yeah.
that was recorded, of course, but that was really me.
okay, Scotty's view from the rooftop. This week is called Horror Below the Roof.
Yes, well, Sean and I were beginning a repair on Monday and carried into Tuesday on a lady's house that she's trying to sell here in a few months. It's a beautiful house, very, very large house, nice roof. The roof is, in most cases, in most ways, the roof, which was only replaced 3 or 4 years ago now, was done very well.
Oh, good.
But at the back of the house, they have this balcony, a second-story balcony, open-air balcony, which connects to the main roof on the sides of the balcony. And where the balcony ties in by way of these vertical parapet walls or railings, which are clad with cedar siding, that is where these issues originated. So what we determined after Sean and I began the demo, we had gone almost a full day of demo because there's extensive repairs that need to be done. I knew 3 months ago when she and I contracted for the job that this would involve quite a bit of remediation below the deck.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean and I were not prepared for what we saw next once we got to a certain point in the demolition. I feel like we should play the soundtrack from Jaws with the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But yes, it was
So what was it
horribly deteriorated
like? Okay.
by water damage.
Oh, my.
So there has been so much water damage that 3 of the 4 corners of the balcony, two of the outside corners and 1 of the inside corners, where the shingled roofs and the low slope valleys on the sides of the balcony connect to the parapet walls, were so rotted that Sean almost fell through the first of them.
Oh, my.
Then we proceeded with extreme caution in the other 3, of course, and we found that 2 of the other 3 were so bad that we've got to do thousands and thousands more dollars worth of demolition of the mod bit roof, which is in otherwise decent shape, but we've got to tear that off in order to get down to the rafters that are almost gone. Use hydraulic jacks to jack up the balcony temporarily so that we're not posing a huge safety risk to ourselves and to a potential collapse, so that we can properly repair the rafters, the deck, and then the sub wall behind the cedar siding.
Without getting into the details about what caused all of this rot, all of this damage.
Flashing deficiencies. I could sum it up in that term.
In 2 words.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Flashing deficiencies.
Flashing deficiencies.
Someone installing the flashing improperly.
Well, or no flashing. That can also do it, Rick.
So you'd say the magnitude of the leak
And
is
this is a
extensive.
multi-million.
the word of the week, the magnitude of
Yeah,
the leak.
this is an expensive property, a very luxury roof, and it was done by a contractor who is said to be very reputable in the local industry, and
How does one guard
it's-
against that kind of stuff?
well,
Because, I mean,
we're only as good as the crew that we have working for us, and we have some good crews, and every crew works differently, and every crew only is as good as the project manager on site.
Well,
too.
I was going to say, who was over? I don't want you to name
usually
names,
nobody. In most cases, with most contractors, nobody. They trust the crew to do everything exactly per the spec. They trust the crew without any basis for this exorbitant amount of trust they place in the roofing subcontractor to perform all of the details impeccably, and then they wouldn't have any issues, but they don't employ a project manager on the site to verify all of the conditions and to document that the details are done properly. So you have a couple $100,000 roof that leaks and has caused extreme deterioration, and now it's a big pain in the rear when the customer is trying to sell the property,
right?
Which is that's not right. I mean, that's not right for them. They paid the contractor, and the contractor ghosted them with regard to the warranty issues. They tried a couple times, and usually you try once, you try twice, and then the customer, they don't want to hassle with it anymore, so they just say, hey, it's we'll cut our losses and we'll call somebody that we think can actually solve the problem.
So this would be the opportunity for you to assure listeners that when McRoof is putting on a new roof, there is a project manager on site.
If not multiple project managers.
Oh,
yes.
my. So
yes. At least one.
You guys are paying attention to every...
At least one, and I would say he takes restroom breaks, he goes to get lunch, he goes to get supplies, but 90% of the time, approximately, you're going to have a project manager on site. Each day, about 90% of the day, you can count on there being a licensed, credentialed, or I should say a licensed, we are licensed, of course, but a credentialed project manager who knows all the details that need to go into that roof system, because every roof system is, in fact, different.
Okay. And with that, we'll take our final break. You're listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. We'll be back with our final segment. Our trivia question still hanging out there. What is the force in newtons of a golf ball-sized hailstone traveling at 80 miles an hour into a roof? 1.55, 0.05, 2.7, or 3.12. 405-608-4377. Homer Stacy was a wholesome, good American kid from Texas. At the age of 18, he enlisted in the United States Army Horse Cavalry and was stationed at Fort Bliss. Homer was fascinated with aircraft, so he went to flight school and became an Army Air Corps pilot. Homer Stacy flew a Convair B-24 Liberator, the Yankee Doodle Dandy, on November 11, 1943, when his crew, along with 31 other bombers, destroyed a ball-bearing plant in occupied France. On a return trip, a mechanical failure caused the Yankee Doodle Dandy to drop out of formation, leaving it vulnerable, and shortly thereafter, 7 German Me-109s shot down the plane near Andano, Italy. 4 crew members were killed on board, the others parachuted. 1 was captured and taken prisoner. Homer was among the remaining 5 who made it to Switzerland and returned to duty. Homer Stacy survived World War II, the Korean War, and retired after 23 years of service with many awards and commendations, including the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Purple Heart, and multiple air medals. Homer Stacy McCollum, Scott McCollum's dad. Scott McCollum is McRoof. McRoof.us is owned and operated by the McCollum family, an honorable, trustworthy red, white, and blue family. If you want to fortify your property, call McRoof.us at 405-877-4663. Ask for your complimentary roof inspection performed by a credentialed Hague residential inspector. McRoof.us, saving lives and protecting property by fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for the final segment of this morning's live program on Freedom 96.9. On this date of March the 7th, 1876, Alexander Graham Bell finally received the patent for the telephone in the United States. And not in the U.S., but across the pond, the Beatles made their broadcasting debut on BBC Radio. And that's just a little personal.
Change the world.
Yeah, well, no kidding. But on this date in 1981, the happiest place on the planet was not so happy for one 18-year-old man. The first homicide at Disneyland happened when an 18-year-old man is stabbed to death after a fight with another man after he allegedly pinched the other guy's girlfriend's bottom.
Oh, boy.
The term first homicide is concerning. How many homicides are there?
I don't know, but
I think that needs to be next week's trivia question.
That's a great point. Okay, gentlemen, I also need to remind everybody that if you want 2 free tickets or more to the Home and Outdoor Living Show, March 27 through 29 at Fair Park, give us a call, 405-608-4377. McRoof will have a booth out there. You can meet these guys. And if you want to give a shot at the trivia question and win either a book or 2 free tickets to the theater, give us a call, 405-608-4377. That trivia question for the last time, this is the last call for your call. The average force in newtons of a 1.5-inch hailstone traveling at 80 miles an hour when it hits a roof, 1.55, 0.05, 2.70, or 3.12.
And Rick, I did get an answer to the to win that Oklahoma
good
insurance commissioner candidate forum is going to be held, and that's Tuesday the 10th at 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. It's going to be in the big ballroom. I suppose it looks like it. Yeah.
Okay.
It will be in the big ballroom, and it's moderated by James Brooks of GAF and Scott.
Okay. All right. And that is every declared insurance commissioner candidate. Probably the only opportunity you'll have to hear all 4 of them in the same place at the same time, talking about, homeowners insurance.
Yeah. In the state of insurance.
And that's at the Oklahoma Roofing Contractors Association Expo, which is at the Hilton Garden Inn in Edmond. And that forum is this Tuesday, the 10th, 12:30 to 1:30. You would do well to look at the website orcagroup.org to find out if you need to, register in advance. It's free and open to the public, but they, want to keep a hand on who's there.
Want you to register.
And our old friend Benny is calling in. Hey, Benny.
Hi, good morning, gentlemen. I'm going to take a wild guess, just like a wild swing at a baseball.
Okay.
There you go.
Nice. I certainly don't have high-level math skills.
Well,
you're not talking to a group that does.
All
Benny.
right. Yeah, I majored in broadcasting, not math.
Now, I did do some figuring of my own ideas with pencil and paper, the old-fashioned calculator.
You can count to 21 in the bathtub, right?
Sir?
You can count to 21 when you're in the bathtub?
Yeah, if I remember to add the digit. Stay with me, will you? It's all in good fun, man. Hey, I'm going to say the D, 3.1 or whatever that was.
Oh, sorry.
You're a little off, Benny.
Yeah.
Well, then it would have been, never mind. I think I know. Like I said, it was a wild guess, and I probably should have taken the other option.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Do you want tickets to the home show?
I've already got a set coming from last week, and talk with. You have a wonderful lady, at least over the phone.
Oh, that'd be Carly
out, and I really enjoyed visiting with her. I missed her call.
I feel like because I know you know Carly, I feel like you're talking about Jennifer, perhaps.
Yeah, you got it.
If you're talking about nice lady.
Yes,
Yeah, hey, good help is hard to find.
No,
but-
I'm just saying because he's known Carly for
in other words,
years.
they settled for the family help. Huh? Okay.
He's known Carly for years,
I
Rick.
see.
That's not what I was
I
saying.
see. Oh, that's
Carly's
not-
nice enough to everybody
I feel
but
like
me.
the outlaw relation.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
Benny.
thank you for the time, man.
Thanks, Ben.
All right.
Enjoy your weekend.
Okay, guys. What is?
let me dive into something we were talking about before the last break. Scotty, you had mentioned that this client that has the problem with the view when he tore off the decking,
The wood rot.
luxurious house.
the
with,
luxurious house
with
with the
some-
rotted wood.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that the previous contractor ended up ghosting him after several attempts to figure out the problem.
Yep.
I've heard this from so many people that they have a roof put on, they have an issue, they come out a couple times, and the contractor gives up, ghosts the client, and then the client doesn't know what to do at that point. And they're
Yeah.
calling other roofing companies trying to get the problem figured out.
Yeah.
Let me say from experience that it's rare we have a problem, but when we do have a problem, we are relentless. We never give up. I have one in my mind that I'm thinking of. It took several attempts to figure out this problem, and where other contractors would have given up, I'm sure they would have. We did not. We were relentless
It's
on
just
this
like
problem.
we don't give up for insurance companies. We don't lay down for insurance companies to roll over our client. We stand in the way and we defend them and we get what they rightfully deserve, and we also acknowledge our own mistakes because everybody makes mistakes. It's about how you fix them. And,
Right.
I mean, that's just how we operate. But yes, I've heard it also a number of times, Johnny, over the years that somebody put a really nice roof on, called the contractor. They came out a few times and they gave up. But when you say, you got to dissect this, because really when someone gives up as a contractor, they're just not willing usually to get as invasive as they need to get to the source of the problem, because it's more material that they have to tear off and replace. It's more time spent, more personnel, and more opportunity spent away from something else. But those just don't enter our calculation on what we need to do to solve a problem, because we own the roof when we put it on.
Okay.
We own it for the lifetime of that ownership, and then transfers over to the next owner if it ever does.
All right. So with that, let's go to our before the storm tip. Ooh, we have.
Well, we had storms last night.
Yeah.
Because I heard some hail on my window, so I know
did you
it's
really? So
not
we'll call
just
this
before,
after,
but after the storm
Let's call
as
this
well.
after the storm,
Yep.
because we did have some storms. All right. What are your tips?
Well, check your policy is one that never goes out of season. Also, getting your roof inspected is one that never goes out of season. There is no seasonality to having an inspection. There is no seasonality to reviewing your policy or having a competent, credentialed inspector review your roof conditions, and in conjunction with that, review your current insurance policy, because they may determine that there's things that you should add or ask your agent or broker that you should want to have included in your policy that are not currently, or they may determine that you've got suboptimal conditions built into your policy, unfavorable conditions and terms in your policy, either for the settlement of the claim, or maybe not having ordinance and law coverage provided by your policy, or maybe having an actual cash value policy instead of a replacement cost value policy in place, that you would really you would be well advised to look into and converse with your agent about and get amended on your next renewal, or even before that.
Okay. All right. Hey, I need to remind everybody that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 80000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing. Okay. So in the
I can't believe it's already 8:56.
Yeah,
My goodness.
it really is. Time flies.
in 2026.
In 2026.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And
All right,
March,
so
no less.
some closing thoughts before we get to Dad's wisdom.
I I talked about this last time I was here, and I encountered it again this week.
Okay.
Don't cover your turbine vents up, guys, in the winter. Please. Please, it's killing me. If I get on the roof and I see it again, I'm just going to croak on the roof. You're not going to know what happened to me. You're going to have to look for me.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
We'll send someone for you.
Yeah, don't cover the turbine vents up, guys, in the wintertime. I know that seems like common sense, but the moisture in your attic will cause damage in the long run. So
yeah, condensation build up. The differential between the inside temperature and the outside air, it's going to create condensation, and that condensation is no good for your insulation, your framing, or even your indoor air quality.
The After the Storm tip is brought to you by Roof RX. You can find them online at roof-rx.com or call them at 405-877-4, the number 4, roof. And then if you'd like tickets, you can also use that same number to call if you want tickets to the Home and Outdoor Living Show coming up March 27th through 29th at Fair Park, 405-877-4, roof. All right, so guys, we have about a minute. What say you? What's your week coming up? It's going to be a nice week this week.
The Orca Expo. Sean and I will jump back on that repair with the materials needed to remediate all of the wood rot beneath and beside the deck.
Do you think you'll get it done this week?
It's going to be awfully close with missing 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, for me being full time on the Orca Expo.
Yeah.
So most likely not, but we may be pleasantly surprised if we get some decent weather.
Just a pretty big job.
Yeah, it's a massive undertaking now that we've made that discovery.
I'm hoping she took the news
with
grace.
She certainly did. She said it's got to be done.
Yeah.
You know, we can't pass this off to the next owner.
Right.
Do it.
Right. Oh, good.
No hesitation.
Good. All right, so that brings us to Dad's wisdom.
Yes, a lot of dads have said, don't count your chickens before they hatch, Randy.
Mine included. I think I've even said that to my daughter.
Yep.
This has been episode number 49 of McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. Thank you, Johnny Nicholas. Thank you, young Scotty McCullum. Thank you, Retro Radio Randy. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. We will be back next week with another edition, and I'll bet we have Scott McCullum back with us. How about that?
Hope so.
We'll see you all later. Take care.
Enjoy your weekend.
Bye now.
KQOB Enid, Oklahoma City, 2020.